everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you are a new viewer or subscriber, if you are a part of the OGONL fam, I thank you yet again to tuning in to yet another one of my videos. Today I want to talk to you guys about life in Canada. What should you know if you are considering moving, if you have moved, if you're in the plane and you're on your way to move, if you're sitting at the airport or whatever. So what should you know to prepare you for Canada? Now, I think there's a few things that kind of stand out when people think about Canada. Number one being that it is very cold here. So let's talk about that first and get it out of the way. Does it get cold in Canada? Yes, it does. You should always have something really warm with you, to keep you nice and cozy in Canadian winters. So Canadian winters, I feel like the more north you go, they can get to minus 30, minus 40 degrees Celsius below zero. A lot of people are like, whatever. No, it's because of the wind. When the wind comes in and the snow falls and there's ice and stuff like that, you cannot be outside for more than a couple of minutes before you want to just you can't even do anything. You can't. It's cold and that's it. You want to go inside. So make sure you invest in a really nice warm jacket when you are in Canada. If you're coming from a country that does not have winters, wait until you get to Canada to buy a really nice thick jacket to help you through the weather. Unless you want to go to one of those outdoor hiking stores or whatever and get a warm jacket. But in the summer, the weather can actually get really warm too. So that's a big thing. But the cool thing about Canada is that because the country is so large and stretches out east and west and north and south, that you can get so much variety of weather through all the seasons. We have summer, we have spring, we have fall, we have winter. So the summers can get really warm, the springs can get really nice and cool with a lot of showers, and it's just beautiful. So Canada is full of a lot of different temperatures and weathers and seasons and all that sort of stuff. And I think each season has something amazing to offer to you guys. So that's one big thing that's out of the way. Now, the second thing that's really cool that I love about Canada is its healthcare. If you are in Canada and you are a new immigrant or permanent resident or Canadian citizen and you do get sick because the weather is too much for you, the good thing is you can go to a clinic or your doctor and have them check you up, and you don't have to pay any money for it. So that's really crucial, and I think it's something that makes Canada very I guess likable for the lack of a better word. But I think it is a really key thing to have in your life, to be able to go to the doctor and not have to worry about paying money every single time. You do have to pay for medications and things like that, unless you have extra coverage from the company you work for, or you can go and get private health insurance to help you cover other things like braces and glasses and I don't know, whatever else you want to get done that's not a part of basic health care. When it comes to living in Canada, I think the biggest advice I can give you guys is to make sure you take very good care of your body. Make sure your immune system is always top notch. It's always maintained. The temperature here or the weather can fluctuate a lot. This year, I feel we've had spring, and then we've had borderline summers here, and then back to, oh shit, I think it's Christmas again because it's snowing so much in 1 week. It's been crazy. Again, I guess it depends on where you live, but it's something you need to be prepared for. And in order to prepare for that, make sure you're taking a lot of multivitamins, you're eating healthy, you're getting adequate sleep, you're drinking a lot of water, because it's so easy for people to get sick. And the big thing is, because it's so cold, everything is closed up, everything is heated, the windows are sealed, so the air has the infection just floating around in it, and you're much more likely to catch something and get a cold or a flu or something like that, and it just sucks when you're in bed for a week or whatever. So just make sure you eat really well, and you're always taking your zincs and vitamin C's and all that sort of stuff, and you're keeping all your illnesses at bay. Then everyone knows that Canada is a land of thank yous and sorries and excuse me's and please. So, I mean, think about Justin Bieber, right? He actually had, I don't even know so much of his like stuff, but even Justin Bieber, like one of his biggest hits was Sorry, and of course a Canadian ends up singing a song called Sorry, and it becomes like a worldwide hit. So it is a land where people are very nice. I think Canadians are very friendly people, and I think that they're very kind. But at the same time, if people don't say please or thank you or excuse me or sorry, often Canadians do get very offended by that. So if you're coming from a place where you're not used to hearing it or saying it, you will get used to it here. I was reading an article online about like Canadians and what like a typical Canadian looks like, and I found that article so interesting because it is true that the average Canadian isn't what you would expect a Canadian to be. You know, Canada is so diverse and rich with people from all over the world. There's so many cultures and races and religions and sorts of people and occupations and lifestyles that are here, and I think that makes Canada so, so beautiful for that reason. So when it comes to like what you would think about what a typical Canadian would look like, that might not be what you would expect when you get off the plane and you come to Canada. You know, everyone sounds a little bit different, everyone lives a little bit different, everyone looks a little bit different, and I think it's so great that in Canada people really let you sort of embrace who you are for the most part. I know people have asked me if Canada has a lot of like racism and like all that sort of stuff. I have never really experienced that. I know there's ignorance and then there's racism. Those are two different things. Like some people are just stupid and they don't know what they're saying or what they're looking at. And then there's people who are just outright blatantly racist about what they see or what they hear on the media, and they assume that is the image of every person who looks a certain way or lives a certain way. I personally have not had, you know, any experiences that have really put me off of that and made me feel like, wow, I'm really not a part of this country or I'm not a Canadian. But you will meet people who are ignorant, but that's everywhere. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about food because you guys know how much I love food. One of my favorite things about Canada is poutine. Now, depending on where in Canada you are, you will notice that the way people say it is different. Like the Anglo-Canadians will say poutine, like we really stretch out our words, and then the French Canadians will say poutine. It's very short. But unless you have like any kind of dietary restrictions, I strongly urge you try it. I found that like the best poutine often comes from like those local like food trucks, and it tastes so, so, so good. We went to a Christmas market and there was like this little food truck that was like, you know, selling poutine, and there was a huge lineup. Totally worth it. Poutine is essentially like fries with cheese curds on top and then gravy, and then fries, cheese curds, and gravy. You have to layer it the right way and it tastes so, 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 so good. Other than that, there is like, I mean, a million other things that I can tell you about Canada. So far, hopefully this gives you a little bit of an opener and we've started yet another conversation on this channel. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave your comments down below, letting me know what other things you want to know about when it comes to this beautiful country. And I will try my best to answer those questions for you. Always remember there's enough room for all of us to succeed. So help each other out. Make sure you share this video with anyone who could use it. And until next time, think strong always, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.